Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to race number 21 of Season 6 of the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series. We are live here from the Midwest. We're in Kansas at Kansas Speedway for the running of the SFP 250 here today. These drivers now have only 6 more stops until the chase for the Oreo Truck Series Championship, as well as Mobile and Snickers, are going to be closed, and we will know the 12 drivers who are going to battle it out for those 3 prestigious championships here in the 6th season. On the pole for today's race is going to be a former winner this season, Emilio Navarrete. He ended up winning earlier on at the restricted plate track of Talladega. Since then, though, things have not really gone the way of the 78, and he finds himself mired 26th in the point standings. I can tell you right now, if he ends up winning today's race, that could put him into big prime contention for a spot in the chase as far as a wild card position. Same deal for the driver he's going to start alongside, Eric Burton. Now, Eric Burton comes in 27th in points, but he ended up winning last week's race at Chicagoland. So Eric Burton with an opportunity here to maybe pick up a second win in a row and maybe have an opportunity of making the chase via wild card spot as well. Lyndon Wright, he was up there battling for Rookie of the Year honors. He was up inside the top 10 for a majority of the season ever since the drop of the green flag at Daytona. Now he has recently fallen outside of the top 10, currently 16th in points and 4th in the rookie standings. He's looking to get his momentum back and work his way back up into the top 10. And Dylan Young, who's a 2-time winner this season, his latest win coming at Kentucky, he comes into this race 4th in the point standings, another good qualifying run, and looking to have another good run here today to keep himself inside the top 10 in standings. Then it's Danny Wells, who's I believe another former winner this season, and he's going to line up in 5th place. He comes in 22nd in points. I think you're going to see him, Navarrete, Eric Burton, and a few other drivers who have at least one win this season, possibly trying to get themselves up here to the front and win their second race of the season to be in contention for a wild card spot if it is needed. Let's take a look at the way the points look coming into today's race. Dylan Poteet still is the points leader by a total of 24 points over Brian James. Then it's a total of 30 points to his teammate from Turner Motorsports, James McLeod. Dylan Young is 4th in the points, Trent Dunham 5th. Rookie points leader Andy Timmons, who actually has the rookie points lead by a total of 28 points over Prudence Littlejohn, so he's starting to pull away in the rookie points battle. He's 6th in overall standings, though. Defending champ Chris Dollerton is 7th. Austin LaPlante is 8th. Jacob Lawler, who's actually rolling off from the 6th position today, a nice qualifying result for him, he's 9th. And Pichu London has now cracked the top 10 in the 13 Geico Toyota Tundra. So it's time to get these cars rolling off. They'll complete a couple pace laps. While they do that, we will show you the starting lineup. A few drivers that are going to try and work their way into the top 10 today that we'll keep an eye on include Prudence Littlejohn, Charles Jackson, Adam Chambers, William Duncan, and Noah Hart. There we go. Chuck's going to come off pit road, and we will now show you your starting lineup for today's event here at Kansas Speedway, here in the SFP 250. Getting ready to go under the green flag here next time around. 27 laps at this racetrack await us, and you gotta think this is kind of going to be a little bit of a reprieve for these drivers. Instead of going from a restricted plate track to a road course, from a speedway to a road course, or a road course to a speedway, or a restricted plate track to a speedway, you know, some different element. We went from a speedway to a speedway. We were just at Chicagoland last week. We're here at Kansas, so they're back in speedway groove formation. I believe we're heading to a road course next week, so this is a little reprieve here. 2 straight speedways for these drivers to work with. We'll see who's going to come out on top here today at Kansas. As Navarrete and Burton get us underway, green flag is out, and we're underway today at Kansas Speedway. Amelia Navarrete's going to get the early advantage there. The inside line, no doubt about it, as usual, is going to be the preferred line around this racetrack. We've seen some drivers in practice try and use the high line to get the run off of turn 4, but it doesn't look like it's got nearly the same kind of grip as Chicagoland did. As Lyndon Wright moves into second, Danny Wells now about to move into third place, and on that inside line, starting to work his way up, is Adam Chambers. Now, Adam Chambers is trying to work his way into the chase and make his 5th chase of the 6 seasons that he has run here in the Oreo Truck Series. Last year was the only year Adam Chambers failed to make the Oreo Truck Series chase for the championship. And I actually was talking with the defending champion, Chris Dollerton, and he said that if they can make the chase this season, they will tie Adam Chambers for 4 straight seasons of making the Oreo Truck Series chase for the championship. And I look back over my notes, and that's exactly the case. He ended up making the season 3 championship. He ended up He ended up making season 4. He ended up making season 5, and now Dollerton looks like he's in good position to maybe make his 4th straight chase. And the caution flag's out for the first time today. I thought we actually were going to run clean and green for a majority of this race, but they did find some way to bring the caution out. And rookie Lyndon Wright is going to be the leader under this first caution. Danny Wells across the line in second. Bob Jones third. Navarrete hangs on for 4th, and Chambers will be in 5th. And this caution is going to be for Kevin White in the 50, it would appear. Oh, the points leader, Dylan Poteet, I think got a little piece of whatever it was. He's got some rear end damage. Noah Hart, who's 15th in points, may have gotten a piece of whatever this was too. James Silverfox has got some damage. Just Jeremy Mayer making his debut in the Oreo Truck Series. He looks like he got a little piece of it, and maybe Tyson Broad got a little bit of it too, along with Kyle Corbett. Dougie Shears, a little bit of a buckle on the hood of the 21. Prudence Littlejohn looks a little damaged on the hood of her Home Depot Toyota Tundra. And so we are under the caution for the first time today. A few drivers there involved, and the extensive damage appears to be mostly on James Silverfox, maybe Dylan Poteet, and it looks like, we got some pit stops going on here. Lyndon Wright is going to peel off onto pit road, so while they make pit stops, as Danny Wells stays out, let's take a look at the replay. Well, there's trouble in Turner City as the 2 Turner Motorsports cars, Dylan Poteet, the points leader, and James Silverfox, are going to get into each other here coming off of turn number 2. Right there's the contact. I don't think the 83 made any contact with the rear of the 31 and sent him up into Silverfox. And there you see Dougie Shears going to get a piece of it. Man, Sean Henley just barely get through there. So did the rookie points leader Randy Timmons, who did get a little piece of it there with the right front. Noah Hart nowhere to go. He's going to go down to Charles Sanford, our winner from a few weeks ago at Pocono. There's where Prudence Littlejohn got her damage. I think she ran in the back of Sanford. Jeremy Mayer gets turned around. Kyle Corbett, Kevin White, they all get spun around there on the back straightaway. And Cody Lamas going to do a good job getting through there. Tyson Broad, I think he's going to slow up in time. There's Deanna Shelton going by on the high side. Alex May going low. And I think Corbett, White, and Mayer all ended up getting some contact with the James Silverfox machine. That's what caused them to spin. But that's what puts us under the caution for the first time today. Teammates getting together off turn number 2. Danny Wells decided to stay out during that pit stop spree, so let's head back to the restart. So it looks like some drivers working different pit sequences already here at Kansas. Danny Wells will be the current leader. Adam Chambers lines up in second. Third place will be Joshua Michaels now, with Charles Jackson up in 4th. 5th will be Aaron Williams Jr. 6th Mark Thomas, my bad. Dylan Young is in 7th. 8th is Sean Galligan. 9th Eric Burton. And 10th is Zach Rogers. They got Stephen Paul at the 3rd. He's in 11th. 12th is John Radigan. 13th is Chris Dollerton. Brian James is 14th. James McLeod 15th. Andy Timmons is 16th. So apparently the little contact he made there with Dylan Poteet did not really affect the 23 at all. Alex DeMarco lines up 17th. 18th is Deanna Shelton. 19th is Noah Hart with Kevin White in 20th. 21st, Lyndon Wright. He was the first of the drivers to pit under that caution. 22nd is Bob Jones. 23rd, Amelia Navarrete. Trent Dunham, 24th. 25th, Jacob Lawler. Kyle Thomas, 26th. 27th, Max Russell. 28th is Austin LaPlante with William Duncan, 29th. And Sean Henley completes the top 30. Nick Bellardo is 31st. 32nd, Charles Sanford. 33rd, Pichu London. Cody Lamas, 34th. Alex May, 35th. teammate Pruden Sittlejohn back in 36th. 37th place will be Tyson Broad. 38th, Kyle Corbett. 39th, Jeremy Mayer. And then the rest of the field are Dougie Shears, Dylan Poteet, and James Silverfox. After that incident, no drivers out of the race. All 42 cars that took the green flag to start this race will take the green flag here in our first restart of the day here on lap 8 of 27. And Danny Wells is the current leader. Drivers already starting to spread out back there. I don't know exactly what kind of pit stop the drivers from Linden right on back had. I don't know if it was fuel only. I don't know if they took some fresh rubber or what. If they did take fresh tires, it'll be interesting to see how long it'll take for them to get up to the front. It'll also be interesting to see when the top 20 decide to come down pit road, because it was from 1st to 20th who decided not to pit under this first caution. So if this thing goes into a long green flag run, this could play out into the hands of those drivers who did come down pit road just a few moments ago. As right now we got a good battle out here. We got 4 drivers right nose to tail looking to battle for the lead. Adam Chambers all over the back bumper of Danny Wells. Now the battle for third is raging on as they lost a little ground there. Joshua Michaels and Charles Jackson, Aaron Williams Jr. and Dylan Young in 5th and 6th now starting to close in as well. Rather odd. Looks like a 2-car tandem here for the first 2 or 3 packs of drivers there, as now Charles Jackson will be the first one to step out of line. He'll go to the inside of Joshua Michaels. That is for 3rd position. Charles Jackson, as we said, is trying to work his way back into the top 10 in points. Former winner this season. I believe his win came at Las Vegas in the Truck Series. Since then, he has not been back to victory lane, but he has put together some good runs in the past few weeks, which has moved him back up into contention for a spot inside the top 10. And a battle on for the lead now. Adam Chambers going to dive to the bottom, looking underneath of Danny Wells for the top position. And it looks like he's going to do it. Both these drivers are teammates in the Snickers Cup Series. Danny drives the 31 for RCR, while Chambers drives the 29. The both of them also up there contending for a spot inside that chase. And it looks like Danny Wells with a nice crossover move is going to go by Adam Chambers on the low side again. Drag race to the line this time. Inside line prevails. It's another thing about this racetrack that I love is a lot of times we have epic photo finishes here because they can drag race in a dead heat all the way down to the start-finish line out of turn 4, and you never know who's going to win this race until the official word has come over the radio. Here's a driver who's really been on a hot streak lately, Sean Galligan in the Blue Deuce. Now, he's not won a race yet this season, which has been really surprising to a lot of people. Seems like in the past few years, he's really dominated in the trucks, coming away with multiple win seasons, but it's not happened this season so far for Galligan. However, he's 28th in the point standings, and he was down somewhere around 37th in point standings a few weeks ago, so he has been moving himself up through the points. The question everybody's asking, though, is does Sean Galligan have enough time to work his way up through the point standings to get inside the top 10 in points? Because we only have 5 more stops after this, and time is running out, and you cannot really move yourself up through the standings as quickly as you did at the beginning of the season, because now the points have really spread themselves out. It's right now a good battle on for the lead. Charles Jackson, strong run to the inside of the Quaker State Chevy, and Charles Jackson will go to the bottom and take the top position from Danny Wells, I believe, as I think he'll try and clear him here into turn number 3. And he will do so. How about Dylan Young up here? Dylan Young right now the highest running of the drivers inside the top 10 in the point standings, as he is currently in position number 5 on the racetrack, 4 in the standings. Dylan Young, I think we mentioned this before, he was winless last season when he made the chase for the Truck Series Championship. This season he's got 2 wins, and he's trying to tie James McLeod for this season's record of most wins, which would actually tie both McLeod and Michael Harvey and Sean Galligan for most wins in a season in the Truck Series. No driver has yet to be able to hit the 4-win mark in a single season in the Truck Series. As it's going to be Charles Jackson now, still leading, but Danny Wells is there, and Joshua Michaels is starting to join the hunt. And I've been surprised. These 3 are drivers that decided to stay out under that first caution. They did not come down pit road. We've been under a rather long green flag run right now. The question is when these drivers are going to have to come down if they have to, and whoa. Oh, I thought they were coming to pit road that time. It almost looked like they were heading for the apron. Guess not, as the top 3 remain single file. Things have actually gotten really single file here. Let's jump back. Whoop, there's a battle for second, but let's jump back here. Big pack of cars, or trucks, if you will. Sean Galligan now about to leave that. Zach Rogers, John Radigan, Aaron Williams Jr., Eric Burton, our winner last week, as well as the defending champ Chris Dalton, and second in points, Brian James up here. How about Dylan Poteet, points leader? We saw he got involved in that first incident, and apparently he's not been able to make up much ground at all. He's back in the 39th position, running by himself. And certainly not a good day for Dylan Poteet. You saw his Turner Motorsports teammate, James Silverfox, back there too, and both the Home Depot trucks not running so well. Prince Littlejohn and Alex Mayway back there, as Charles Jackson has checked out now on the rest of the field. He's got about a 4 or 5 car length advantage between himself and second place Joshua Michaels, who I think they're going to pit now. They are going to pit. Joshua Michaels, Danny Wells, Sean Galligan. They've come down pit road. Did Charles come down pit road? Nope. Charles Jackson decided to stay out an extra lap. Now this is going to be big for Lyndon Wright and company, who decided to come down pit road with that first caution. However, keep in mind, they came down pit road on lap 4. Drivers are making their pit stops now on lap 19. If we went 4 extra laps past that, that would mean that those other drivers, Lyndon Wright and company, as Charles Jackson now peels off pit road to come down and make a pit stop, along with several others. Dylan Young inherits the lead. They would have to come down pit road, I would think, somewhere around lap 24, lap 25. So maybe, just maybe, this isn't going to work out for them. We'll find out if Lyndon Wright and those other guys try to stretch it. As Dylan Young leads the way, Zach Rogers starting to close in on him for the top spot. But I think both those drivers going to have that battle die down when they pit this time around. And yep, Dylan Young is on the brakes. So is Zach Rogers. They'll pull down to the apron. They'll come down pit road. Green flag pit stops taking place here. And now new leader, it's going to be Stephen Pollard III in the 99, who's actually 20th in the points stand. He's trying to make his second straight Oreo Truck Series chase for the championship. And right now, Stephen Pollard III looking pretty doggone racy. We haven't talked about him all day today, and now he's leading this thing. Now, I don't know if he was one of those drivers who decided to stay out or came down pit road the last time around. We'll find out here. Looks like he's coming to pit road. Jacob Lawler behind him's coming. So too is Trent Dunham, who's going to be the one to stay out this time. It'll be the 3 of Nick Bellardo. Aaron Williams Jr. is also going to stay out an extra lap. Oh, and I think Aaron Williams Jr. is out of fuel. Yes, he is. He stretched it too far, did the 48. Aaron Williams Jr. is out of fuel, and he's holding up these drivers coming off pit road. Sanford, William Duncan. Now, wait a minute. Where's the leader? There's Nick Bellardo. Looks like he's going to be able to make it around, though. But Aaron Williams Jr. decided to stay out with Nick Bellardo. He's out of fuel. I think Nick Bellardo's out of fuel, too. And I think the lead will cycle back around to Charles Jackson in the 42. Next time around, it'll be 5 laps to go. And I think this is the leader we're looking at, as he just passed Stephen Pollard III, who was the leader a moment ago. So that would move Jackson back up. And now he's got to beat Nick Bellardo off pit road. But I think that would be the leader right there, Charles Jackson. Let's find... Oh, there's still Aaron Williams Jr. He's just now in turn 4 trying to get his car to pit road. Tough break for the 48. And Charles Jackson's being listed in second. You just got to bypass Nick Bellardo, who he's just done, coming off pit road. New leader is going to be Charles Jackson after pit stops have happened here between laps 19 and 22. So there are 5 to go, 4 to go next time around, and you're looking right now at the battle for possibly the win. Charles Jackson the leader, and rookie Joshua Michaels in second. Galligan is up to third, 4th Dylan Young, 5th Mark Thomas, Danny Wells 6th, Dollerton 7th, McLeod 8th, 9th Zach Rogers, and Brian James completes the top 10. As the top 2 have broken away, I think they're going to be able to settle this amongst themselves unless Galligan can get something going here. There's Galligan. I'd say Galligan's a good maybe 12 to 15 car lengths away, maybe even a full second, because that gap is huge. And now the question is, Joshua Michaels, a rookie, where would he make his move on a veteran like Charles Jackson? Now keep in mind, Charles' win came at Las Vegas. As I said, here goes Michaels down to the inside. Maybe making that move a little too early. There's still 3 to go. But Charles Jackson's win came at Las Vegas. Las Vegas and Kansas, they are pretty similar to each other in terms of racing conditions and, you know, the layout of the racetrack and everything, as Charles is battling side by side right now with Joshua Michaels. It looks like Michaels will try and clear him here off of turn number 4. Charles going to battle back on the high side again, though. Can he get him here? No, it's going to be a half truck length advantage for Joshua Michaels with 2 to go. And now Dylan Young, Sean Galligan, they've worked a 2-car tandem together. They're going to try and close in on this battle if they can, as Michaels now will finally clear Charles Jackson for the lead. Jackson now is the hunter. Joshua Michaels is the hunted. Through turns 3 and 4, one more time we go. Jackson begins to close up the gap between himself and the number 7 Speed Dodge. White flag in the air. Joshua Michaels has not been to victory lane yet in an NNSCRA event. Charles Jackson trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season. Let's see who it's going to be here heading into turn number 2. Jackson closes up the gap. He's right on the back bumper. Will Jackson make the move here on the back straightaway heading into turn number 3? It's Michaels, Jackson, not Michael Jackson, Michaels and Jackson. Through turns 3 and 4, Jackson is still not being able to make a move. Will he dive bomb him here out of 4? Coming off turn 4 for the final time, no move by the 42. Joshua Michaels, the rookie, picks up his first career NSRA victory. It happens here today in the SFP 250, his first Truck Series win of his career. And Charles Jackson, I don't think it was that Charles didn't try to get by him. I think it was Joshua Michaels took away Charles Jackson's racing line there, and Charles was not comfortable going to the high side to try to make the pass. I don't think he could have gotten by the 7 machine without utilizing the exact same line that the 7 car was having. And obviously you can't run the car over. And it's going to be Joshua Michaels today, finally going to victory lane. He started his career back in the Snickers Cup Series when he drove the number 10 for Stuart Haas Racing. It's been a nightmare season here in Trucks, Mobile, and Snickers for Joshua Michaels, but finally a silver lining in the cloud, as he'll win here today in today's Truck Series event at Kansas. Comes in 33rd in the point standings right now in the Truck Series, does Michaels. And this will be a nice momentum booster as far as morale for the number 7 team. Congratulations to Joshua Michaels on his win. As always, we show you your official top 10 results for today's race. Charles Jackson, we'll find him probably back inside the top 10 in points as he ends up finishing 2nd today. Dylan Young, another consistent finish for the 84 team. 3rd place today. Danny Wells, he'll move himself up in the standings a little bit better. He still finished 4th today. And Sean Galligan, another consistent top 5 run, in 5th. Mark Thomas, who's really been putting together some good runs lately, he'll finish in 6th today. Chris Dollerton, he'll stay inside the top 10, so he'll get 7th today. Same thing for James McLeod, another great run for him, so he'll get 8th. Brian James, now I don't know if he's going to take the points lead or not today. We're going to find out in just a moment as I'll work the calculators, but Brian James going to finish in 9th today as he came in 2nd in points, and Zach Rogers, another driver who's still continuing to put together good runs, he'll finish in 10th place here today. Alright, let's find out. For Brian James to take the points lead today, he came in today a total of 24 points back. He finished today in the 9th position. In order for him to take the points lead, Dylan Pote would have to finish in the 34th position or worse. Let's see where Dylan Pote officially finished today's race. He finished in 36th place by 2 points, I believe. Brian James, once again, is going to be atop the standings in the Oreo Truck Series. So, 2 weeks after Dylan Pote grabs away the points lead from Brian James going to take it right back again, and he will be atop the point standings heading into next week. Next week, we take a right-hander at Watkins Glen, my home track. Going to be a really exciting weekend there. We've got to finish up our weekend here at Kansas, though, with Mobile and Snickers Cup Series action. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed today's race. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official finish results. Overall point standings, rookie points heading into next week's race at the Glen. Congratulations once again to Joshua Michaels on his first career NSRA victory, as you guys have been watching a production of the NSRA Offline Racing at its best. closer. There goes Madison Saber off. There goes Bob Mason.